Welcome to the gallery. We're focused on the gold.
Yo, Christian motherfucking Cap, man. In the building.
Hey kids. Hey kids.
How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm good, man. Sipping that orange vanilla polar right now.
Motherfucking
Hydrating.
rapper of the decade.
So they say.
Gallery artist of the week. Can't forget about that one.
Thank you for that, my man. Love that.
Yes, bro. Thank you for rapping, bro. Much appreciated. Thank you for joining us today.
All right, man. Thank you for having me. This is a cool thing, man. I've never done an interview before. I'm new to this shit. I'm rookie of the year.
Yeah, man. Hey, this is new for all of us, man. New times. 2020 has been a wild year, bro.
I'll say. It's been
definitely not
been
alone.
a weird one.
Yeah. So my first question, you kind of just mentioned it right now. Like, what do you think brought you? Like, how did you end up here right now in this conversation?
Just by eventually getting people to believe what I believe, and people want to fucking hear what I have to say because it's just the conviction, man. It took me a while to really find the confidence in myself as an artist, but I stuck with it for a long time. And now people, you, for example, you want to hear what I have to say. You're going to ask me some shit about what I've been doing. And that's a cool thing, man. You know what I mean? It's,
yeah.
I don't really know, man. I just did me. People would, make fun of me at first for, I don't know, making music when I was 12, 13, 14 years old, but they listen now. So pretty cool.
Yeah, man. I'm glad we got you here because, I'm trying to backtrack a little bit how I even heard about you. I know if I understand correctly, you were out in Cali for a minute, huh?
I went out there for a week with all my friends and my buddy Joe, who was the curator and designer for Death in Manhattan, which was a project that he was doing with a lot of conceptual retail designs and clothes that he was doing. And so he did a pop-up right off of Melrose out there. And that was the basis of the trip. But being out in LA, I was like, already had been in touch with Calvin Cujo and Jose and all of them and fucking Eric. And I was like, dude, I have to link with these guys. I have to fucking go say what's up to them and hang out with them. And that was the highlight of the trip for me. Like, I loved being out there for Death in Manhattan. It was a great time. But like seeing them and the camaraderie and our two cliques just combining, we were like 20 deep. We were hanging out in like Little Tokyo in this weird ass mall. We were just fucking around. It's a great time, man. I loved it. And I want to go back and see those guys soon because they welcomed me and my friends with open arms. And it was a good time. I love that. But I was in touch with them. I was in touch with them before I actually went out there, just through, the underground and how virtual it is and, the way people connect from everywhere. So.
Yes. Speak on that for a minute. How did your relationship with these guys out in LA come about?
I'm super upfront with the way like I network. Like if I see an artist I like and he has some music, he or she, makes some cool stuff and I'm into it, there's nothing stopping me from just reaching out and being like, yo, I love what you do. Keep doing what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. Follow them on social media, hit them up. And then eventually, I don't really, sometimes, it sticks, with people that I show love to as an artist, and sometimes it doesn't. But Calvin had the same appreciation for me and what I do. And, guys like Mikey Swamp and all of them. And it's weird because I met Mikey from this one kid and Calvin through Mikey, and everyone kind of just like knows each other, and we're all from different places on the map, but we just follow each other on the internet and what do you call it? Mutuals.
Yeah.
But over time, man, we just talk more and more. Those guys are my boys. I still never met Swamp, but that's my fucking boy. Like, we're tight. Like, the people kind of write off, internet friends, but I love my internet friends, man. They're good people. And I got them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good community.
Yeah, it's always good to, finally see people that you've been in touch with on the internet, for sure.
Right.
Definitely.
Exactly, man.
That's a pretty good transition. In your music, you talk a lot about friendships. you know, like how you view people that might have been in your past, and you know how you view friendships right now. I was curious. I wanted you to speak on that, you know, more like I wanted you to focus on like real life people.
Yeah. So about like, you know, like the Jersey music scene, it's not really anything to write home about, at least where I'm from. Like there's not a lot of people doing what I'm doing. And, you know, not to be like a dickhead, but I'm easily the best. And I feel like a big fish in a small pond per se, because I'm not like, there's a lot of guys that are really, you know, doing a lot of cool shit up in, you know, like North Jersey and stuff like that. But I'm in a Jersey Shore, and it's like not exactly the climate for where I can thrive the best. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to, you know, expand, go somewhere, you know, whether that's LA in the future or like New York or Philly, but you know, in due time. But as far as like, you know, just the people in general that I have around me, man, I have like a super, super close knit group of friends. And, you know, they don't always talk to each other, but I always have a bunch of friends that, you know, I could rely on. And I have had these friends for an extremely long time. Like I'm living with two of my best friends right now. I just moved out of my parents' house actually a couple months ago. And
Very good.
yeah, man, I've been friends with a lot of people for a really long time. And for that, I'm blessed because I have a great support group. And, you know, like Tony, for example, he was on Ultrasavvy, two of my songs. That's like my best friend right there. And my buddy Joe, who designed Death in Manhattan and all that, he was the executive producer on Ultrasavvy. And so like he takes a managerial approach to my music. So I have a strong support group here. But as far as like a collaborative thing musically, it's all virtual for me. Like you know, the guys out in Cali, and then my boy Swamp, who I don't know where the fuck he's at nowadays. He's off doing whatever, wherever in Ohio or Georgia. I don't know. He's whatever. But I love that about, you know, the music culture and how it is now. You can just collaborate with somebody without having to actually like go there or meet up and go to the studio. Everyone's got their own fucking bedroom studio and shit going on. So it's cool, man. I mean, I can't complain with the situation regarding like the collaborations and the networking musically because of the support group that I have just as friends. And, you know, my friends are like family to me. I'm closer with my friends than like most of my family members. Like most of them, like a lot of extended family, you know, I see them, it's like, hey, what's up? But like my friends have been there for me through all the shit that, you know, I remember for the wrong reasons. And so I always got to show them love and put them at the forefront of, you know, who I do this for and what I'm trying to see pan out. You know, I want everyone to eat.
Most definitely. I'm trying to know a bit more about Jersey.
It's a weird fucking place, man. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know many like you said, you know, I have connections through some music shit, Twitter shit, you know. But when it comes to Jersey, I'm pretty like unknown over there. I don't know what's going on out there. What city are you from?
I'm not from a city. It's a very small town, Point Pleasant, New Jersey, and it's the last place you would see a rapper from.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, it's a total tourist trap, you know, summer spot because we're like right off the beach.
Yeah.
You know, we have like some of the highest rated beaches in the country. So we got a lot of people that come in the summertime and flood it out, and it's super busy and bustling traffic everywhere. And then in the winter, it's a ghost town. Totally not the place for a rapper to thrive in. But, you know, I grew up differently than a lot of the people around here. Like, just, I don't know. It worked out the way it did because the struggles and the tribulations that me and my family went through were pretty unique to the area. So it's kind of like set me up to kind of have the experiences I needed to go into this field, because I was shown that I can do it through guys like Tyler, the Creator, and Mac Miller. They showed me that my person and who I am, I could succeed in the field and the industry. But Jersey is not the place to do that. I know that because it's a strange place, man. South Jersey and North Jersey are like polar opposites, and they fight over what's cooler or whatever. And then they act like Central Jersey doesn't exist, and the only people that think Central Jersey exists are the people from there, like me. We're like right in the middle on the beach. South Jersey is like they pretend to be from the South, like it's super country, fucking knockoff Hicks, I call them. And then North Jersey is like just an extension of New York. Like the culture is the same up there. It's the most densely populated state in the country, so everyone's living on top of each other. But it's a very diverse place. But it's whatever. It's cool.
It's cool.
It's nothing crazy. I don't like, oh, I love Jersey, I'm gonna be here till I die. It's like, all right.
You have a crazy bar, bro. I need to understand your energy on this.
Okay.
Talking about Jersey. You said I'm trying to bring a chip to Jersey.
Trying to bring a chip to Jersey. The best teams hit the road good.
Elaborate, yeah.
I mean, all my people are here, and whether or not, I mean, maybe not whether or not, when I go, journey on to the next step, which is going to be, a bigger city, and a metropolis where I could fucking thrive better and network better and set myself up for, shows and performances. Everyone's still here, so I got to bring the championship back home, and we'll get that celebration in order once I get, the first deal, the first album, the charts and all shit like that, which I am affirming will happen eventually. It's just a matter of when. But yeah, man, trying to bring a chip to Jersey. The best teams hit the road good. Got to play good on the road, right? Got to play good on the road.
I feel it. That was a crazy bar, man. I had to bring that one up. But
appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Another bar that I needed to understand your energy. You on Powell Peralta, right? You said, I'm just trying to be me some more. Right. So my question is, have you been in a position where you didn't feel like yourself?
Yeah, man. I feel like I have to water myself down in a lot of situations because people are quick to judge where I'm from. And, it's not a lot going on around here. So people like to get in other people's business. And I had to deal with that a lot as a kid, like, because I was very outward about how I wanted to be a rapper from a very young age. And, my closest friends would support me. But then kids in school try to like crack jokes and shit. But, that didn't fucking last because once they saw me, get better and better, it was like, oh, that kid started fucking with me and that kid started fucking with me. And now everyone listens to my music and, for the most part supports me. So I'm getting there. I mean, people, appreciate me for being unapologetically myself. But when you get so much backlash for that, you start watering yourself down just to save you the trouble on the day to day. You know what I mean? So what's the bar before that? I'm just trying to be me some more. Shit. She need me some more than I need her. So I rapped so much on that fucking album, man. It's just all bars, which might be like 2 hooks on the whole fucking album. So it's a lot to keep up with.
That's one thing about you, bro.
Yeah, that's one thing about me, man. I'm gonna fucking no fillers. No fillers. We're putting it all out on the table. I wrote like 75 songs for the album.
Jesus.
Wow. Dude, yeah. I do it every time. I did it with Ultrasavvy too. I wrote about 75 to 100 songs for that one too. I just scrap most of it. I keep my best work. That's what it is.
Wait. Ultrasavvy is what, 10 songs? 9 songs, and Junk is 14?
Yep.
And both total you're making 200 songs to drop at less than 25.
Give or take, yeah.
Yo, that's wild. How do you do that? How do you make that much music, Like, what's your studio, like, setup looking like right now?
Oof. I would show you right now, but my roommate's dog is rehabilitating in that room at the moment. But
feel it.
Yeah, he got a broken leg. But it's cool. She's good now. But we have a third bedroom in the house. You know, my two roommates live in the one room, and then I got this room. The third room is just, we got the desk set up with the fucking microphone. It would have been in my room, but we have an extra room, so
What?
we got the full-fledged studio. So it's pretty cool.
Extra room?
Yeah.
You realize how blessed you are to say that?
Yeah, dude. Seriously, man. I'm very blessed to be in this situation. It's a good thing, because I am by no means succeeded as an artist yet. So monetarily speaking, and you know, just the overall situation that I'm in right now, it's I'm very fortunate. But the studio setup is solid, man. You know, it's like a $500 setup. It's all you need as long as you have a good engineer. So it's good, man.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite podcasts right now?
I haven't listened to a podcast, and I don't even know how long. To tell you the truth. Yeah, you got to plug me to some podcasts. Do you have a podcast? Is there going to be a 10K gallery podcast going on?
Hey, man, this could be the start of it right here, bro.
We need to get that cracking. I'll be on it all the time.
Most def.
Talk about nonsense.
Yeah, but if I were to recommend you a podcast just right now off the top, the one I'm listening to the most, oh shit,
yeah,
my phone ringing off, is Before the Train Wreck. It's on Spotify.
Before the Train Wreck. Okay. What's it about?
You're gonna have to check it out and see. That's a whole nother topic.
All right. I'll go in there just blind, see what it's about.
It's necessary. I'll say that much.
Before the Train Wreck. Wow.
Yeah.
My interest is piqued. All right. I've seen Calvin and Jose on a podcast. I don't know whose it is. I've never watched an episode of it. It looks funny though. They seem to have a good time on that one. They're just all sitting on the couch, fucking smoking pot. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, bro. We need to get that going. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta check that one out. I've been plotting on a podcast for like 3 years with a couple of my friends. Okay. It's just it's never really panned out because I don't know. We talk about it, and then I'm doing 6 other things creatively, and then all of a sudden 6 months goes by, and I'm like, oh yeah, that podcast, and that's been going on for 3 fucking years. So we'll see if I ever do it. And people like to clown on podcasts because there's guys that are like, oh, I should totally make a podcast that think they're more interesting than they are. Yeah. I don't want to fall victim to that, that level of egomania, but we'll see what happens.
Nah, yeah. Is Christianxcap a play on your government?
My name is Max Dykeman. Christianxcap. When I was a little shitbag kid, I was rapping under the name Max Cap, and then I realized at like 14 years old, I was like, that's incredibly corny. Mm-hmm. So my Christian's my middle name, threw that in there, and then the X is kind of like a gamer tag looking thing. Yeah. And it also helps my Google search out. So before the X, when I was Christianxcap with a space in the middle, you couldn't find me on the internet for shit. In any regular search engine, you'll just see hats with crosses on them. Or a Christianxcap, if you will. Yeah. So I had to deal with that. And slap the X in the middle. CXC made its own little branding. It's it's cool. For now, we'll see what happens.
Oh, so you're still willing to change your whole name up? It's an option.
Yeah, you'll be the first to know. I think. I think you'll be the first to know if and when that change occurs. But
of course,
I've been plotting because I'm always trying to reinvent the wheel. Ultrasavvy and Junk are super different, and it's gonna get more different with each project. You know what I mean?
I was gonna get into that one, bro. Like you said. You caught my attention when you said one of your homies executive produced Ultrasavvy. And
yes.
What does that look like? What does that mean?
If you know my boy Joe, now he was just like the yes and no guy on every single like micro idea I had on the album. So I was obviously sifting through like for Junk and Ultrasavvy each, I must have sifted through 1,000 beats, like at least 600, 700, 800 beats that I've listened to and see what sticks, see what doesn't. Joe, he executive produced Ultra. He did not executive produce Junk, and you can see the clear differences, and you can see what his stamp on Ultrasavvy is if you know him as a person.
I don't know Joe.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a private dude, but he has a certain way, that he was tweaking the album. But it was in my best interest, without a doubt, and he wasn't controlling it with it at all. He would obviously work with me, not like for me. So I was doing all of the music. He isn't a music background at all. He's all design. But I would opt for like this beat, and he would say no, and then it started to turn into like all of these beats. And if I showed you demos, I could send you some old demos that never made it to the album, and you could see kind of the theme it had. It was very like science fiction, a lot of synths going on and things like that. And there was some deep voice auto tune that I was doing that was pretty cool, that I've never heard anyone do before. And he just had a big emphasis on marketability while maintaining originality. And it's so he wanted a lot of hooks, and that's something I wasn't really open to at first. I kind of just wanted to rap my ass off, just like from the jump. But it was a smart move totally to have some like twisted, super affected singing on it, and to have a lot of hooks, and to have a lot of like trap drums per se, and things like that. But I did that without straying away from myself. So I remained true to myself while having that marketability, and twisting into something that I may not wanted to do, but something that I needed to do. And it worked perfectly, because it had a real ovation when it dropped. Like, so many people showed me support, and it was a great feeling. I got more support initially from Ultrasavvy than I did from Junk, but that's because Junk is a lot to digest. I'm so much more happy with the outcome of the music itself with Junk than I am Ultra. But the difference of him executive producing that is definitely the robotic, melodic nature of it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ultrasavvy go crazy, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
It
sounds stale now, but it's still, I'm proud of it still.
You don't listen to it anymore?
I do. I do listen to it, but I definitely listen to Junk more. I'm always listening to Junk all the time, dude. Word. It's like my favorite song on that shit changes by the day. I'm so proud of what I did with that, man. Like, that's my best raps. That's easily all 14. I let it all out on the table, man. And I did write like 75 songs for it. And a lot of them, had me frustrated. I was like, it's not it. It's not it.
So the 75 to 100 songs mean 75 to 100 beats?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And, a lot of these aren't getting recorded. These are getting written. And then if I record a song, that means I went over the verse and the instrumental hundreds of times just to confirm in my head that I want to record it. And then even sometimes I even get to that point and I record it. And I'm like, it didn't turn out the way I want to. So the songs that made the album were written, recited 100 times, recorded, listened to the demo 100 times, and then went out for mixing and mastering. So like by the time they drops, I'm like already sick of my own shit. So it's like, I guess it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Just to be thorough.
Yeah, most definitely. No, I feel you on that one. Can you elaborate when you say all this shit got pretty surfaces? And that's kind of a 2-part question.
Okay.
My second part question is, have you ever taken acid?
Okay. I like this question. All this shit got pretty surfaces. It's covering the junk. I wrote that bar on the fly on a song that I sporadically wrote and recorded, totally against the initial walkthrough of what I do, like as an artist, just my, how I just explained how I'm writing it and reciting it and over and over again, and then recording it and listening over and over again. I did the total opposite when I was in like a really dark place, like around this time last year. And I dropped 2 songs in 3 days on like SoundCloud only, like unmixed, unmastered, just did a little fucking like GarageBand tweak on them and just wrote it and recorded it in like an hour or 2. And it's Death Ain't Cool, but it's comfy. And it's on SoundCloud only. And it was the first music I had dropped in like over a year, because I was in like a really bad place at the time. I was like, I just need to do something now to make me feel better. And I did. and it was like a super depressing song. But in that song, as I was writing it super quickly, I wrote all the shit got pretty surfaces. It's covering the junk. Yeah. And I wrote that, and I really liked that bar. I was like, oh, that kind of stuck with me. I was thinking about it over and over again. It got to be like catchy. It got like had a ring to it, a certain ring. And what it means is just that, a lot of people put on a front, or there'll be a lot of things that'll be gilded per se, to where, it looks cool or it looks good, or these things have these highlights, but it's blocking, the real shit, the imperfections, and the bad. So people like to mask the bad with the good. And Junk is just an album that is all about free will and taking that mask off, and just being proud of the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yo.
And to answer the second part of your question, no, but I just ate shrooms for the first time in my life.
Today?
A week and a half ago. No, not today. Yeah, like 5 minutes ago. start stretching and shit.
Yeah.
No, yeah, a week and a half ago, and it was something that I wish I did 4 years ago, man. It was super therapeutic. I can't wait to go deeper.
Opened your mind up.
Me. Yeah, I've been in a big writer's block too, and the day after, I wrote beautiful music, and now I'm a machine. I just wrote 2 songs last night, and so
hell yeah,
I hit the reset button big time with that, and it felt good.
Hell yeah. Also, you mentioned earlier, I would love to hear the songs that didn't make the cut, bro.
Yeah, I'll send them to you for sure.
Slide those, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you haven't done Psychadelics until last week.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And how old are you now?
21. I turned 22 on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
A lot of milestones.
Yeah, man. We're getting wild up there. I feel old, man. It's weird. Time's flying, but I'm enjoying it.
What's the weed like out there?
Depends on where you're getting it, but I mean, that's like any place, but it's not Cali. I know that. The good shit that we get here is from Cali. So
heard that.
So it's whatever. I mean, it's good enough. It's good enough. Yeah, I'm an intermittent smoker. There'll be times where I'm like smoking every day, and then I'll go like a month without smoking.
Okay, gotcha.
So usually that's paired up right around the time that I get into like a big ass writer's block. I'll take at least a week off of smoking, because when I'm high, can't write, dude. I don't really. I rarely have been able to. Rarely. And then it comes out some crazy shit. I can send you a demo of some shit that I wrote when I was high and falling asleep. It is like some of the most bizarre fucking metaphorical lyrics I've ever wrote in my life, but they're fucking cool. I'll send you that demo. I actually recorded it, but never dropped it. It was supposed to be on Junk. So I got some unreleased Junk demos and some unreleased Ultra demos that I'll send you.
Much appreciated, bro. Got you,
bro. They'll be on SoundCloud in like 5 years, but you can get the first scoop.
Perfect. Yo, I don't do the leaking. So
hey, leak whatever you want. I don't give a shit. Not enough people are looking at me yet where a leak can impair me. So
no, I hear you. So I asked you the podcast thing because I personally use podcasts, to learn, gain my knowledge. I'm still currently in school as well, but it's hard for me to do the student thing necessarily. So I like to go out on my own and figure out what I need to figure out. So
that's the way to do it, man.
Yeah, man. I'm learning. That's the way, like, how you actually get shit done that you want to do. But
exactly.
My question is, how do you gain knowledge in this stage of your life?
I'm by no means perfect in what I do, and I definitely was not a good student in high school. My vice principal told me that he's never seen somebody skate by for a diploma so closely in his entire career. So I was like, oh, that's, I guess, an accomplishment or a milestone. But I was definitely a shit student. I just didn't like the student thing, man. I felt like I was being taught obedience more than I was being taught knowledge, if that makes sense. Like homework was like 50% of my grade and shit. Like I was killing tests and quizzes. I was paying attention, but I'm a visual guy. I wasn't taking notes, but I was paying attention in class, but that was perceived as lack of discipline. And so I would get, shitty participation grades and shitty homework grades because I'm in there for 8 hours. I want to go home and do my own shit. I want to write music and do this, that, and the third and research that because that's what I'm into. I've known what I wanted to do since I was 12 years old. So I was failing classes and shit and fucking, it sucked, but I'm out of there now. And a lot of things about me are definitely imperfect, like my ability to obey when it comes to being a student, for example. But one thing about me that I am definitely proud of is my resourcefulness, because if I want to know something, I understand that I have a fucking supercomputer that I'm talking to you on right now. I got another one right here. I have access to infinite amount of knowledge, and I'll just look up shit all the time. And I like paying attention to why things are rather than what things are. I mean, obviously listen to what things are, but then go deeper and understand why. And I don't know, man, I just feel like I'm naturally resourceful. So my ability to learn is just kind of second nature to me. And it's been like that since a young age. I'm always asking why. You question everything and you believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. You just remain a skeptic, and you'll find out shit that you wouldn't normally find out. I just listen to what people have to say, man. That's it. You don't need to. I mean, knowledge is power. You can fucking read a book and instantly feel smarter after you read a book. But if you're just paying attention on the day to day and not ignoring things that you're supposed to pay attention to, you can just naturally get smarter, I think. So despite the fact that I'm not going to school, I do think that I can self-teach myself anything. I didn't take any writing class or anything. I just wrote a song a day for 8 years. And practice makes perfect. That's it.
Heard you, man.
So,
All right, let's do a quick lightning round. Try to wrap things up here.
Okay, lightning round. All right.
So no college then, right?
No college.
No college. You've been making music since 12, writing, or what's up?
Writing structured songs and planning albums since I was like 12. And I started recording for a very brief period when I was 13, 14 years old. And then when I was 15 and 16, me and my boy Tony and a couple other of our friends got our first equipment and started recording music. So I've been recording for about 5 years.
And when did your first track come out as Max? Was it Max Cap?
Yeah, it was at the time. And it's long deleted. That I'll never send you because it was brutal. But that was summer of 15.
15. Okay. So what, you were 13?
What's up?
You were 13 then at that point?
Oh, in 2015? No, I was 16. Yeah, I was 16 years old.
Oh, I got it backwards. Okay, that makes sense. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. What about how does music affect your day-to-day today?
Oh, dude, I need it. I'm so blessed. Like where I work at a liquor store, and I'm the assistant manager over there. So there's a lot of days where, I have responsibilities and I'm doing my own thing and I'm on an island with myself. If I'm going my day to day at work, this is the best $180 I've ever spent in my life. These fucking AirPods, man. It's like, I hate the wire touching my face, so I can't do the wired headphones. But having this, man, just to be able to listen to music, it calms me down so fucking much, man. Like, I have anxiety, and I really do think I have an attention deficit disorder of some sort to some degree. Like my ability to focus on 6 things at once is like almost non-existent at this point. And that's the reason why I became suddenly open to psychedelics. I was interested in the idea of microdosing because I was honestly super afraid of psychedelics for years. I just felt like I wasn't ready, but it was something I needed. And I hit that reset button and my ability to focus was better, and music helps that even more. So even when I'm, just at home, or like I listen to music in the shower, I listen to music at work, I need it all the time. And it's like my father instilled that in me because he's the same way. And he has a pretty colorful history of him being in the the rock scene of like the 70s. He's got some
Okay.
stories. Yeah, he was like a backstage dude for some cool people that yeah, he's music was his whole life, and so he put that into me at a young age, and yeah, I need it. If I
Okay.
didn't have music, like if I went deaf, like oh man, I don't even know what I would do.
Yeah,
You feel
man.
me?
You got any plans to direct your own videos in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. I have one video out ever. Oh, you know what? I'm just realizing you asked me if I have any videos out.
Yeah, I found it. Raspberry Rosé.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe you asked me if I had any junk videos out, but I'm an idiot. I totally forgot about that one.
It's pretty old at
That's
this point, huh?
yeah, it's from my first album, 2018. With that video dropped in like September that year, so it's over 2 years old. But it's a very well put together video. You Can't Finesse does a great job with filming and editing. So he
I'm gonna post it, bro.
oh, word up, good looks. But yeah, I had a partial directing credit in that video, as simple as it was, and all the meat and potatoes of that fucking project or of that video are right in the editing and the after work, the
Yep.
post filming shit. So I didn't really do much directing there, but I have a handful, like 4 or 5 different ideas I have for junk songs, but I don't want it to get too late. And, the pandemic kind of throws a dent in that, because I wanted to go to different places. And obviously, songs that have like Swim Coach or Calvin on them, we got a link for that. You know what I mean? Can't do no fucking FaceTime shit. But yeah, I definitely want to do that in the future. And that's something I've always kind of dipped into, to take a break from music since a young age.
For sure. Any
Yeah.
shout outs you want to give real quick?
Oh, shout out to me. Shout out to Mikey Swamp. That's my boy. Shout out to Calvin. Thank you, Calvin, Mikey, and Swim Coach, for fucking rapping your ass off on the album. You guys did an incredible job. Shout out to my mom. And shout out to you, man. You're fucking, I love what you're doing with the blog, man. It's 10K Gallery is going to be something, because it's such a breath of fresh air to have somebody devoted to highlighting us and what we do. And, you make music yourself, and, it's like a I eat, you eat kind of thing, man. It's like, I love having a close knit support group. And that's something that Calvin and Swamp have been very good at, and Swim Coach has been very good at. And, each in their own way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So gotta just, support each other, man, because there's so many people trying to do what we do. So to stand out is extremely difficult. Everybody's got a fucking studio in their house, man. It's becoming so oversaturated. But if we support each other and, we stay true to ourselves and the originality, man, we can definitely persevere through that and fucking do something.
Hey, man, I'm glad you said, I eat, you eat too, man. That's really my philosophy for this whole thing,
Exactly.
I'm really trying to promote everybody, that I listen to, that I personally enjoy, that I know in real life as well.
There's enough food on the table, man.
Definitely. There's enough money in the fucking planet, bro. In America, even.
Yeah, and, believe me.
I'm excited to continue working with you as well, man.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Yeah. We'll have more interviews like this too, and fucking maybe we get that gallery podcast cracking, and we'll work on some music, man. I'm so open to all that shit, man. I'm so game. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Do you got any advice for up and coming artists right now?
Be yourself, man. People are going to try to tell you to do something differently. They don't know you at all. You got to just do what you think you should do. But at the same time, in the same breath, you got to listen to the universe around you and what's sticking and what's not sticking. But you learn that with experience. It's trial and error. If you're afraid to fail, you're afraid to succeed. So, because they're synonymous, you have to do one before you do the other. Since I've dropped some bad music in my day, you can fucking delete it. It's fine. Someday you're gonna make something that sticks. You're gonna get older. You're gonna get more confident. I sounded super unconfident in my voice and delivery on Ultrasavvy, and look at me on junk. I got conviction on that shit, and it only happens with age and with persistence. So you just got to be yourself, man. That's it.
Yeah. You are an amazing artist. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that a lot. And like I said, we're all going to eat, man, because we all got our strengths and our qualities and what makes us original. So we're all going to eat, just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Got to stick with it.
One last question, I promise, bro. One last question.
Okay.
I saw you tweet. I saw you tweet recently about YouTube producers. What's the game? What's going on with that?
There's some YouTube producers that make some fucking incredible music, but they think collaborating with rappers are beneath them because of the guys that like comment in their comment section, like, "Oh, I'm next up," and you listen to them and they're just butt, and they fucking don't even try. And it's like, I understand that the YouTube game is just a mockery compared to, you know, the real underground and the connections that are made. Like for example, I mean, there's too many examples to name. I know a lot of producers that I haven't met through YouTube, and their sound is more original for the most part. And you know, they want to work with artists, especially artists that pay for beats. Like, I am not a beat thief by any means. I want to pay for the fucking beats, at least the leases, whatever I can afford. But I dropped a lot of money on beats in my day because I understand that support for the producers is everything, because producers are the backbone of hip hop. So there's a lot of YouTube producers that I'm like trying to work with, like, yo, let's work on some shit. And they'll just not answer me or not email me back or not DM me back. I'm buying their beats. They say thank you to that. I'm like, yo, let's work on some shit. Nah, I don't do that. I was like, oh, I just dropped a fucking EP with your beats all over it. You should like post it or like, you know, say what's up about it. He's like, nah, I don't do that. It's like, oh, okay. Well, you're just going to stay on YouTube forever then, if that's how it is. But shout out my boy Tapes. He produced Decahedron, New York, Raspberry Rosé, first part of 2013, and 2 Benzes. He produced 5 songs for me, and he's got his signature sound, and he's so collaborative. And I've been talking to him for a while. My boy Tapes out of fucking Palmdale. I think Palmdale. He's somewhere out in Cali, and he's great, dude, man. And that's pretty much the only producer that I've met on YouTube that like has been open to collaboration. So YouTube producers, be more like Tapes and watch what happens for you, man. Because guys that want to rap their ass off on beats that they pay for from you, they're pretty important too. So I want to be validated. You feel me? Yeah, that's it.
Hey, shout out to the producers, man. Y'all really holding it down. Y'all are the sound of the underground. You guys make the rappers that we all love to this day.
Shit, you know? Man, I can't fucking rap on some rinky dink beat. Like, no one wants to hear it. I could be prolific. I could be Kendrick Lamar. I still need the beat. I still need the beat if people are going to listen. So
facts.
So thank you to the producers, man, for real.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Christianxcap, man. Really appreciate you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. This is cool for me, and we will definitely be doing this again soon for sure.
Dude, yeah, I have so much more to talk about, bro. You just mentioned 2013. I didn't even get to that, bro. Like, that's a whole nother, like, you already know, bro.
It's the most important song of my life, man.
Exactly. I'm kind of mad at myself for not bringing that one up earlier. And you pronounced what, Decahedron. I'm glad you cleared up the pronunciation on that shit. That was one of my favorite songs on that fucking album. The beat's insane. Like when the beat came in, yeah, man. When the beat came in, oh my goodness, bro.
Perfect track too, man. That's perfect placement. Yeah. That's the song I always go back to on Ultra. I love that song.
Shit's beautiful.
Tapes bodied that, bro.
Shit's beautiful.
Tapes bodied that shit. Yeah, Decahedron. It's a 10-sided figure. But yeah, it's
oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, man.
Well, man, I will thank you, bro. I am proud of you. What you're doing is incredible. And I'm sure you'll continue to have a lot of artists like me feel this sense of validity from what you're doing in the future. So keep it up for sure.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. We will speak soon.